Welcome to the Community Sponsorship Hub's information session on our new higher education access program for students of refugee background. We hope that you will leave the session inspired to support refugee students on your campus and with the answers you need to take the next step in joining the program. We will kick it off by providing you with a program overview, share how your institution can get involved in this new program, look at the program timeline, and then share with you the email address that you can use if you have questions about the program. Too often, structural barriers and the lack of resources, information, and targeted support prevent qualified and ambitious students of refugee background from accessing higher education and pursuing an undergraduate program at a U.S. college or university. The Community Sponsorship Hub is excited to launch this new program in collaboration with the Institute of International Education and support of Every Campus a Refuge and the President's Alliance on Higher Education and Immigration. The program provides a new opportunity for colleges and universities to welcome students from their communities to their campuses. Based on best practices and lessons learned from the Welcome Corps on campus and other programs supporting first-generation and displaced student populations, the program supports selected students from academic application to admission and enrollment to ongoing mentorship, while building the capacity at participating campuses to empower refugee background students to earn their degrees and thrive on campus and in their communities. The program design is anchored around institutions' motivation and capacity to support students of refugee background who already reside in their states and communities. Students who meet the following criteria will be eligible to apply. Students must have arrived in the United States under the United States Refugee Admissions Program, also called USRAP, or be a special immigrant visa holder. They must have arrived in the United States on or after January 1st, 2021. They must be a resident of one of the 18 pilot states and have lived in the state for a minimum of 1 year at the time of enrollment in fall 2026. To be eligible, students must be between 18 to 30 years old on or by August 1st, 2026. They must pursue an undergraduate degree, a bachelor's or an associate's, and they must hold a U.S. high school degree or equivalent from another country translated into English, or be a current high school senior graduating by June 15th, 2026. To roll out the program in the most efficient and sustainable manner, the program is launching in select states with the first student cohort beginning their studies in the 2026-2027 academic year. At this time, we look forward to working with private and public institutions and students in the following states: Arizona, California, Colorado, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Maine, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, New York, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Washington State, and Wisconsin. We hope that after a successful launch in year one, the program will be able to expand to additional states in the future. If you are an institution in a state that is not among the 18 launch states, you may still be able to participate as long as your institution commits to developing a financial support model that will cover students' tuition for the duration of their studies. We will talk more about the financial support model later in this session. We are excited to offer an end-to-end support structure to participating campuses, including student recruitment and academic placements. The program is actively reaching out to resettlement agencies, community-based organizations, and other partners in the 18 states to ensure students learn about this new opportunity and apply to the program. We will recruit and place eligible and qualified students of refugee background at your institutions. Ensuring financial aid eligibility. When collecting academic applications, the program will ensure that students meet financial eligibility criteria. For public institutions, this means that the program will collect initial documentation to verify that students are in-state residents and qualify for in-state and federal financial aid, Pell Grants. The program will also collect basic information on students' household income to establish eligibility for federal financial aid. If you are working at a private institution in one of the 18 states, the program will make all reasonable effort to match your institution with qualified students from your state to ensure that students may qualify for state financial aid depending on your state guidelines. We will also prepare and mentor students. Between January to July 2026, the program will offer academic and mentorship support to selected students, including guidance on applying for federal financial aid, the U.S. higher education system, and expectations in the American classroom. We will also discuss academic writing and research skills and topics such as self-care and mental health. The student mentorship program will be designed and facilitated by our partner, Every Campus a Refuge. We will also provide ongoing campus support. The program will provide this support through a community of practice, campus resources, and ongoing technical assistance to all institutions participating in the program. The community of practice will be co-led by the Community Sponsorship Hub and the President's Alliance on Higher Education and Immigration. If your institution would like to welcome students through the Higher Education Access Program for students of refugee background, we ask you to agree to the following. Admitting and enrolling refugee students identified by the program to your campus. We encourage public institutions to admit and enroll a minimum of 5 students identified by the program. For private institutions, we encourage you to enroll a minimum of 2 students identified by the program. We ask you to ensure students of refugee background can access affordable education by developing a sustainable financial support model. Institutions interested in participating in the program are required to work with their financial aid office and other relevant departments to ensure the annual cost of tuition and mandatory fees are covered for all students admitted to your campus. Students should not take on loans to cover their tuition cost. We will comment on how this can be achieved a little later in this presentation. The success of this new program will largely depend on our joint ability to recruit students who meet the program eligibility criteria. Institutions who have existing relationships with their local refugee and immigrant community are strongly encouraged to support student outreach. The Community Sponsorship Hub can provide institutions with materials and resources to use for local outreach. And finally, the program asks all campuses to form a campus support group once students are placed and matched with your campus. Campus support groups should be made up of a minimum of 3 staff or faculty to provide academic and overall integration support for the first academic year to students matched with your campus. Like the Welcome Corn campus, the Higher Education Access Program for students of refugee background will facilitate academic placements and admission at partnering institutions on behalf of students selected to the program. Institutions that are interested in participating must designate an academic placement liaison and submit relevant academic admissions information to help the program coordinate the academic placement process. Academic placements will be facilitated by the program's placement partner, the Institute of International Education. Placements will take place between December 2025 and March 2026. IIE will reach out to designated admissions contacts directly in December to kick off the academic placement process. Your institution will be matched with the number of students you can welcome, as indicated in your campus's expression of intent. As mentioned previously, the program is only open to undergraduate degrees. The final admissions decision always lies with the participating institution. I will now hand it over to my colleague to walk us through the second part of the presentation.
Thank you. So the Higher Education Access Program for students of refugee background is really not a typical scholarship program. The goal of the program is to remove barriers to accessing higher education for students of refugee background, while also ensuring that students have access to affordable education for the duration of their studies. So while the program is not able to provide direct financial support to participating institutions or students, we are committed to identifying academically qualified students who qualify for in-state tuition, if applicable, as well as state and federal financial aid. To ensure a higher education degree is more affordable and attainable for students, the program requires participating institutions to ensure the annual cost for tuition and any mandatory fees are covered for the duration of a student's study. This can be achieved by leveraging a combination of in-state tuition, state and federal financial aid, scholarships, tuition waivers, grants, work-study opportunities, or on-campus employment. Public institutions participating in the program will only be matched with students who meet their state's residency requirements unless they indicate that they are able to financially support students who are from out of state. And please note that the program does not require participating institutions to cover students' housing, food, and other living expenses, but we strongly encourage participating institutions to offer as much financial or in-kind support to students as possible. As mentioned previously, once your campus is matched with the number of students you are able to welcome and support, the Community Sponsorship Hub will ask you to form a campus support group. The campus support group must be made up of at least 3 institutional representatives, staff, or faculty to liaise with the program and support students in their academic and social integration process. Campus support groups should include a main point of contact for program coordination on and off campus, a financial aid liaison, and a student affairs/academic liaison. Members of the campus support group take over the role as mentors, helping to guide students during their first year on campus by providing critical support to ensure academic and overall success during this time period. We hope that by this time you're eager to participate in the program. So the first step for your campus is to submit an expression of intent, or EOI. The EOI will notify us at CSH of your intent to welcome students as part of the program in the academic year 2026-2027. The EOI is not a binding commitment, and in the EOI, campus representatives will be asked to confirm that they understand and agree to the requirements for participation. Additionally, as part of the EOI, campuses must upload the academic admissions form, which is a simple form signed by a representative from the admissions office outlining the academic admissions criteria for your institution. This form will help the Institute of International Education to determine which students are a good academic and overall fit for your institution. The EOI and the academic admissions form are now available on our website, and institutions are encouraged to submit the EOI to indicate their interest as early as possible, but no later than December 1st. Additionally, if your campus expressed interest in participating and is successfully matched with students, the Community Sponsorship Hub will reach out to enter a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, with your institution. This step will only happen once your institution has been successfully matched with qualified students who applied to the program. The Memorandum of Understanding will set forth the roles and responsibilities of CSH and participating institutions. If your campus is located in an area with a large refugee or immigrant community, please let us at the Community Sponsorship Hub know. We would be so grateful to engage with institutions with existing relationships to refugee communities to support program outreach to eligible refugee populations in your communities and states. As there will be a very short time window for students to apply from October 1st to 22nd, we want to make sure that as many students as possible learn about this new opportunity. Please also feel free to use our social media toolkit to spread the word, which is available on our website. Right, so to recap the program timeline, The expression of intent and academic admissions form are now available on our website. As a reminder, the EOI is a short and easy form that does not constitute a binding commitment to welcome students. We encourage all institutions who are interested in joining the program to submit their EOI as soon as possible, but no later than December 1st. Between December 25th and March 2020, between December 2025 and March 2026, the Institute of International Education will facilitate the academic placement and matching process with participating institutions. The program's goal is to finalize admissions offers by the end of March. Between January and March 2026, once academic placements are confirmed, CSH will reach out to partner institutions to begin the MOU. In January 2026, CSH will also launch the Community of Practice in collaboration with our colleagues from the President's Alliance. The Community of Practice will provide ongoing technical support and resources to campuses and provide partners with an opportunity for peer-to-peer knowledge exchange. By April 2026, the program anticipates sharing academic offers with selected students. By that time, campuses should have identified their campus support group, so the program can introduce students to campus and the support group they have been matched with. And by fall 2026, we hope your institution will be excited to welcome the students supported through this program. And if you have any additional questions afterwards, please reach out to our program team at the email listed here, campus@communitysponsorship.org. Thank you very much for watching this info session, and we hope to work with you very soon.